Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So this is some really bad news for the racists. It is official that Devin Haney is suing Ryan Garcia and Golden Boy. Now, and I'm going to completely explain and break it down why this is bad news for the racist fans, Mexican fans in particular, and of course some other Latino fans, but we're going to get deeper into that later on. But for now, I want to talk more about this lawsuit and what Bill Haney just said about the lawsuit. Quote, "It's not just about Devin, not about championship, not about the shit he did. It's about what's right and what's wrong. They say the left hook, the left hook, the left hook. And we say it was drugs. So why would Ryan Garcia go in, plead guilty, and then not compensate Devin, but also cheat the people? Oscar De La Hoya receives $1 million as a fine, so why would he receive $1 million and Devin Haney not? How can Golden Boy benefit from the ruling?" End quote. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the left hook. When Ryan Garcia or anyone else says him landing his left hook had nothing to do with the steroids that he took, that's true. It had nothing to do with the PEDs. It's just like when a baseball player hits the ball. The PEDs doesn't help him with his accuracy so he doesn't strike out. The PEDs helps him hit the ball harder. So it's pretty much the same principle in boxing. Well, the major difference is in baseball, you're hitting a ball. In boxing, you're punching someone in the head. You know, this goes all the way back to the fight with Luis Resto versus Billy Collins. Well, in that fight, Luis Resto, he actually took padding out of his gloves, and he won the fight. Now, if you go back and watch that fight, you could clearly tell that Luis Resto, the cheater, he was actually a much better boxer than Billy Collins. Billy Collins was a flat-footed, easy-to-hit fighter. Luis Resto would have most likely beat him even if he didn't cheat. But it doesn't change the fact that he cheated. And because he cheated, he was banned for life. When people found out that Luis Resto cheated, nobody said, well, that's Billy Collins' fault because he didn't avoid the left hook. He didn't avoid those right hands. You don't get sympathy points for cheating because you look good doing it. There is a reason why they call these drugs performing enhancing drugs. Because they enhance your performance. Now let's talk about why this news makes Ryan Garcia fans so mad. Have you guys noticed there has never been a time where an entire race defended a boxer for cheating and treated the victim as if he was the cheater? This is the first time it has ever happened. And it is because Mexican fans in general are the most racist fans in the sport of boxing. And that can easily be proven. Now, when I call Mexicans the most racist fans, a lot of other Latinos, sometimes they get jealous. You know, they start saying stuff like, hey, man, well, I feel the same way. My race feels the same way as these Mexicans do. Well, I'll say this to you. If it makes you feel any better, I wasn't trying to say that Mexicans are the only racist Latinos. I'm just saying they are pound for pound the most racist. Now, and if you guys want to take their title, y'all gonna have to really step your game up. And if you're really feeling left out, just go ahead and leave your race in the comment section so I could give you a shout out. With that being said, these racists, they envy these Black American fighters. That's why deep down, it broke all of their hearts when they found out that Ryan Garcia cheated. But out loud, they still celebrate as if this was a fair win for Ryan Garcia. And that's because they feel these Black American fighters, especially fighters on the level of a Devin Haney, a Shakur Stevenson, a Gervonta Tank Davis. Deep down, they feel these black fighters are so good, even if you have to beat them on steroids, that's considered an even fight. They basically saying, if we gonna race, you gotta give me a head start because you already naturally way faster than me. With all that natural talent you guys have to give us some kind of advantage. And that's exactly why they keep saying it doesn't matter if he cheated. It don't matter if he was on the juice. Look at how good he looked. He landed his left hook. Yeah, just like all the hooks that Margarito landed on Miguel Cotto, right? Just imagine thinking that you won the lotto. You look at your numbers and you got the right numbers and everything. You're celebrating, jumping up and down. You're already counting your money before you get the check. You go to the store, you tell the teller, you show them your paper, and she says, congratulations, right? And you getting ready to get your check. And right before you get your check, they tell you that there's been a terrible mistake and you didn't win. Somebody else won. Well, that's exactly how these race fans feel about Ryan Garcia. They celebrated the win for about a good week, and all of a sudden that win was taken away. And to make things even worse, Now they find out that Devin Haney might be the one to really actually win the lotto at Ryan Garcia's expense. So when you see how mad these Rays fans are when they hear this news that Devin Haney is suing Ryan Garcia, that's because they know it's a major win for Devin Haney. The irony of Mexicans saying that Devin Haney is soft, he's crying, he should just get over it. There is no fans on the planet that cries and complains as much as Mexican fans do when a Mexican fighter or any fighter who's not black loses to a black American fighter. You ask any Mexican fan right now, why did Canelo lose to Floyd Mayweather? Why did Oscar De La Hoya lose to Floyd Mayweather? Why did Pacquiao lose to Floyd Mayweather? Why did Kovalev lose to Andre Ward? Man, they gonna cry you a river with excuses. I'm gonna share a true story with you guys. So way back when Manny Pacquiao fought Tim Bradley the first time, back then I used to throw fight parties in Las Vegas. So we would invite everybody from the boxing gym to come over. At this time, my son's trainer, he was Filipino and he had a big family. So they would come over, it would be like about maybe 30, 40 people in the house. So we're watching the fight, Manny Pacquiao versus Tim Bradley. And of course, Bradley, he wins the fight. Now, I had actually bet on Tim Bradley. I bet that Tim Bradley was going to win the fight. When it was announced that Tim Bradley won the fight, all the Filipinos that were in the house, they went completely silent. They were just sad, and understandably so. Now, of course, they were saying that Manny Pacquiao won the fight, he was robbed, but they were quiet about it. There was only one person in the house, only one person that started walking back and forth, damn near about to cry, saying, "That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit, man. Manny Pacquiao won." And all the Filipinos in the house, they were just looking at him, not really saying anything at all. They were just looking at him. And this man, he must have carried on for a whole 2 minutes straight. He was completely dejected. Guess what his race was? You obviously know he was Mexican. How is it the one Mexican guy that was there was more brokenhearted than all the Filipinos that were there? I'll tell you why. Because while those Filipinos were brokenhearted that their fighter, their countryman, Manny Pacquiao, lost, the Mexican was more upset that Manny Pacquiao lost to a black fighter. Because Mexicans see black people in general as their arch enemies. When Devin Haney was fighting against Lomachenko and there were boos in the crowd, I know this because of people who were actually there at the fight live. When Devin Haney was fighting against Lomachenko, the boos in the crowd came from Mexican fans. It didn't come from no Ukrainian fans. It didn't come from white fans. The reason why Ryan Garcia said that he wished he could bring George Floyd back to life and kill him again because he's mad that George Floyd got justice or his family got justice. And guys, honestly, I could spend an hour just giving you guys more and more examples, but everyone already knows this to be true, including Mexican fans themselves. At the end of the day, these race fans ain't gonna never be happy if a black person is getting justice or winning. And all I can say to y'all is y'all better keep crying because there's gonna be a whole lot more winning. That's for sure. Like I said in my last video, there's a very good chance that this lawsuit is gonna end up exposing the industry. This situation is way bigger than Ryan Garcia just cheating. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine pulling somebody over for a busted taillight. Next thing you know, you find out they got a dead body in the trunk. I'm telling you right now, and this lawsuit might end up with a couple dead bodies being found. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.